Welcome to the GCSE Maths Advantage. I'm Dr. James Carter, and every episode I'm going to break down one topic, show you where the marks are, and give you a quick win you can use in your next exam. Whether you're targeting a grade 7 or pushing for a 9, let's get into it.
Hook. This one tiny mistake lost more marks than any other on last year's papers. Students guessed a factor and moved on without proving it, and lost method marks for not showing the test. If you've ever stared at a cubic and thought, I hope 2 works, stop hoping and start testing. You need to hear this.
The concept starts simple. The factor theorem says if you plug a number r into a polynomial f of x and get 0, f of r equals 0, then x minus r is a factor. That's it. No magic, just substitution. The remainder theorem is the same idea, but more general. F of a gives the remainder when you divide f of x by x minus a. If the remainder is 0, it's a factor. If it isn't, it's not a factor. Plain and simple.
Let's do a tiny numeric example so every step is visible. Take f of x equals x squared minus 5x plus 6. Try x equals 2. We calculate f of 2 equals 2 squared minus 5 times 2 plus 6 equals 4 minus 10 plus 6 equals 0. Because f of 2 equals 0, x minus 2 is a factor. Do the same for x equals 3. F of 3 equals 9 minus 15 plus 6 equals 0, so x minus 3 is also a factor. Therefore, x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals x minus 2 times x minus 3.
So I just plug numbers in and look for 0. That sounds too simple to be worth marks.
Exactly. It's simple, and because it's simple, examiners expect you to show it. Saying 2 is a root without f of 2 equals 0 written down is a common reason for dropped M marks. You must show the substitution. Now, why does this work? If x minus r is a factor, you can write f of x equals x minus r q of x. Substitute x equals r into both sides, and the right-hand side becomes 0, because r minus r equals 0, so f of r equals 0. The logic goes both ways, which is the powerful bit.
Next, a quick demonstration of synthetic substitution, a fast way to test f of r mentally or on paper in about 10 seconds. For our quadratic f of x equals x squared minus 5x plus 6, arrange coefficients 1, minus 5, 6, and bring down the 1. Multiply by r equals 2 gives 2, add to minus 5 gives minus 3, multiply by 2 gives minus 6, add to 6 gives 0. The final number is the remainder, here 0, so x minus 2 is a factor. Synthetic division is quick and tidy, and examiners like neat arithmetic you can follow.
Worked past paper example and exam technique. Let's walk through a typical cubic. F of x equals x cubed minus 6x squared plus 11x minus 6. This looks intimidating, but try small integer values that divide the constant term 6, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 6. Test x equals 1. F of 1 equals 1 minus 6 plus 11 minus 6 equals 0. So x minus 1 is a factor. Write that substitution down. That's m1. Then perform division or synthetic division to reduce the cubic to a quadratic. That's another m1. Finally, solve the quadratic and give the full factorization. That's a1 for the final answer.
Step by step on the paper. Line 1, f of 1 equals 1 minus 6 plus 11 minus 6 equals 0. Line 2, therefore, x minus 1 is a factor. Line 3, divide f of x by x minus 1 to get x squared minus 5x plus 6. Line 4, factor the quadratic to x minus 2, x minus 3. Final line, full factorization is x minus 1, x minus 2, x minus 3. If you stop after line 2 and can't divide, you still earn M1 for testing and M1 for attempting to reduce. That's marks banked.
What if I guess a root but don't show the substitution? I lost marks last time for that. Then you may lose the method mark. Examiners award marks for visible method. If you write root equals 1 and nothing else, they can't give M1.
Write f of 1 equals and show 0. Even scribbled arithmetic is fine, as long as it's clear. Write it down, don't just think it.
The quick win, a 10-second checklist you can use in every question. 1. Look at the constant term, list its integer factors, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, etc. 2. Test those values in f of x, showing the substitution. 3. If f of r equals 0, write x minus r is a factor and perform synthetic division. 4. If stuck, stop after step 2 and box your statement that f of r equals 0. You've earned M1 already. Simple, repeatable, and exam safe.
Synthetic substitution quick method. Write coefficients in a row, bring the first down, multiply by r, add, repeat. The final number is the remainder. If 0, you have a factor. Practice this so that in your exam you can test a candidate root in 10 seconds flat.
10 seconds sounds fast. I'll need to practice, but that feels doable. Any sign traps I should watch for?
Yes, sign errors are the most common trap. When you test negative numbers, be methodical. F of minus 2 means substitute minus 2 everywhere and keep track of minus signs when squaring or cubing. Also, don't forget the remainder theorem. F of a equals the remainder on dividing by x minus a. If you get a non-zero remainder, tell the examiner remainder equals dot. That shows correct understanding even if it's not a factor.
Common mistake and outro. The single most common error is failing to test suspected roots properly. Guessing without proving loses marks. One sentence summary. Test, show f of r equals 0, divide, and write down each step so examiners can award M marks. That's your quick win for today. If this helped, share it with a friend who's revising. You'll find more worked solutions and revision resources at jcacademyonline.co.uk. Until next time, trust the process and nail that exam.
Bonus practice. Try this now. Factorise x cubed plus x squared minus 4x minus 4. Quick hint, test x equals 2. F of 2 equals 8 plus 4 minus 8 minus 4 equals 0. So x minus 2 is a factor. Divide to get x squared plus 3x plus 2, which factorises to x plus 1, x plus 2. Final factorisation, x minus 2, x plus 1, x plus 2. Do that on paper and time yourself. 10 seconds to test, 30 to complete is a good target.
Notes for parents and teachers. In a revision session, ask the student to explain why f of r equals 0 implies x minus r is a factor in their own words. That explanation reveals true understanding. Give practice with constant terms made from small integers so they can test frequently. Watch for students who hesitate to write substitutions. That's guessing. Ask them to write f of 2 equals every time. Practice synthetic substitution until the arithmetic is automatic.
Final sign-off. That's your quick win for today. If you want 50 worked solutions covering every topic we discuss on this show, check the link in the show notes at jcacademyonline.co.uk. Stay curious.